Oh, is that it? Are we at the credits? Dude, Anemona not being there hit hard, though. I really wish Anemona was there. Should have been. Depends if there's a 10th game option. Will probably be a 10th game. Ease 9, Monstrum Nox. There you have it. There you have it, chat. Good stuff. Good stuff. Alright, that was a good ending. Good ending. Nice resolve for everything. Great ending. I do love that we got to say goodbye to each Monstrum. Again, at first I was like, dude, why didn't we get to say goodbye to Credo? But Credo being up there on the top did fit his character. Oh, are we gonna get some pictures? I love pictures. That's Krisha? I'm actually not gonna talk about the game yet. I wanna enjoy these pictures first, and then I'll talk about the game. Oh, this is Petite Floriste, which is Krisha's flower shop. Chat, I don't know. I'm not promising anything. I might play something else for like 2 hours. Oh, there's Jules. Did Jules finally find the recovery for his disease? Oh, that's so good. Thank you for giving my boy Jules a happy ending. I mean, I'm not trying to say his disease made his life miserable, but thank you for giving hope for my boy. I might play something else actually after this because we're going to be at 3 hours. I might play either Berseria or I'll start Horizon Zero Dawn for 2 hours. Oh, they got married! Let's go! That's so good. I mean, we all saw it coming, let's be real. We all saw it coming. Right into NG+. Not for stream. I'll probably NG+ on my own time, though, because I want to get the platinum. I do want to platinum this game. Oh, those are Credo swords. Oh, look at Credo. These are some nice pictures. This is what Tales of Arise did at the ending, which was also neat. I did appreciate those Arise pictures, even though I felt Arise's ending was a lot more rushed. But the pictures were nice and appreciated. That's so good, dude. That's amazing. Everyone got such a happy ending. I'm so glad. See, when I look for endings, I just like happy endings. I'm a big fan of seeing the characters I grew attached to. Oh, is that a that's Anemona? Is that Anemona? I think it is. Doesn't really look like her with this picture, but I'm pretty sure. I'll NG+ this game off screen for sure. Oh, those are the Rhine dolls. Is that doll? She looks a little different, but is that her? By the way, someone said wait for the credits. I'm still upset that doll wasn't there. The credits is nice, but I'm really upset that doll wasn't at the end. I kind of wish she got at least a little goodbye, like at least an appearance. Oh well. But yeah, I don't know, chat. I might do Berseria for like 2 hours, or we could start Horizon Zero Dawn. I feel like Berseria would probably be the better option. I might just start Berseria, do Berseria for 2 hours. I'm not sure. Because we're going to be at 3 hours by the time I'm done with this playthrough. So, we could end early, but I also could do another 2 hours if anyone wants to see more content. I'd be down to go for another 2 hours. Well, I could start talking about the game. These pictures are, like, not as important, but they're very nice. Let's talk about the game for a bit. Music, phenomenal. Falcom games have good music, at least Cold Steel. I've only played Cold Steel 2, Cold Steel 1 and 2. That's a nice picture. To Adol's next adventure. Dude, the ending was so good, because, like, Adol is, like, supposed to be some adventurer, right? He's supposed to go off to foreign lands to go on adventures in different games. So, this is so very fitting for an ending like Adol Kristen. What's this last picture? Then I'll start talking about the game. I could talk about the game for like 10 minutes, and then we'll end the playthrough, and I'll probably consider doing Berseria or Horizon. Oh, those are the original people of the 100 Years' War. What a great ending. Good game. I enjoyed this game. I really enjoyed it. Greatly enjoyed it. If I were to give it a ranking, I don't know, probably like a 7 out of 10. I feel like a 7 out of 10 is fair. Got some faults and shortcomings. Oh, it's so good. I love that picture. I'm very excited to play Ize at some point in the future, whenever that may be. But I'm gonna talk about the game for like a few minutes. To be continued in Adol's next book. I love that they call it a book. Each adventure, each game. I picture each game. I say this as someone who hasn't played other Ys games. I picture each game being a book. That'd be really neat to picture. This is the 9th book. I have to. I'm definitely playing Ys 8. It's on my list. I don't know when that is, but I'll play it eventually. Other Ys games, we'll see if I like Ys 8 enough, but this is enough. Oh, hey, save data. This is probably for NG+. I'm going to save this over... Oh, I have to save it over a new one. I'm definitely going to play Ys 8. Like, that's on my radar. This is enough to make me be like, yeah, I'm going to check out Ys 8, which I've heard is better. But, I've heard they're basically, like, both good, and Ys 8's a little better. Let's see what happens if I go to the title screen. Oh, it changes the picture! Monstrum Knox, thank you for the trophy. That's really cool. Oh, time attack, that's new. I'm not gonna mess with this for stream. I'm just gonna call the playthrough here. I'm gonna talk about the game for like, I don't know, 5 minutes, see how long it takes, but just a quick rundown because I like to talk about games when I finish them. But I get this game like a 7 out of 10. That's good. It's like a good game. It's got some problems that hold it back from being like an amazing or perfect game, but it's a good game. I enjoyed my time with it. Not every game needs to be like, oh, 10 out of 10. Well, no game is 10 out of 10 in my opinion. Not every game needs to be like a 9 out of 10 amazing game. This game was good though. I enjoyed my time with it. Music, phenomenal. Games of this kind have great music. Honestly, the soundtrack's phenomenal. There's not a single track I hate, so that's a good thing. I'm not going to talk about graphics, but the game looks fine. It doesn't look ugly. You know, I think Trails and Ys are not known for graphics because of the budget, but I never really care about graphics. Graphics are never really an issue. I can appreciate a pretty looking game, like Tales of Arise or Final Fantasy VII Remake. I can appreciate games that look beautiful, but I don't need graphics to be amazing. Like, they're fine, they're serviceable, they get the job done. I think I said that for Cold Steel as well. But yeah, so graphics are fine. Exploration's a ton of fun. I love using the different gifts to explore Balduke. The collectibles are fun, the petals, the graffiti. That was really fun. Exploring Balduke was a ton of fun. And dungeons were also fun to explore. I felt like there weren't enough or many dungeons outside of Balduke. I feel like one of my biggest... It's not a big complaint, but I feel like one of my problems with... It's not really a problem either. But one of the nitpicks I have is that the environments are repetitive. There isn't much variety, I feel. Like, some of the areas look nice. Like, there are some neat-looking areas, but I feel like the areas... Most of them look very samey because, you know, it's like Balduke. You're in Balduke for like 70-80% of the game. And a lot of places connect with Balduke, which is interesting. The game made it work. But, you know, with that comes lack of variety. So, that's a minor thing, I feel, with this game. But it's not a big deal. It didn't ruin the game for me. I still had fun playing it. Combat was fun. I loved flash moving and flash guarding. I think all of the Ys games have that, so I look forward to playing Ys 8. Combat is fun. Only problem I have is difficulty is a little easy. I played on hard mode. I think I switched to Nightmare for Shadowlord. And that was kind of challenging. And I stayed on Nightmare for the rest of the... Did I stay on Nightmare for the rest of the playthrough? I don't remember. Can I check? Oh no, I was on hard. I know what happened. I played on Nightmare for Shadowlord and a little bit... I played on Nightmare before Shadowlord and then after Shadowlord. But I think I switched back to hard for the Eos. The Eos that I didn't like. And I forgot to switch back to Nightmare. That's fine, though. But yeah, the game is just like, I don't know, it's not that difficult. There are 6 difficulty options, so you can kind of remedy that. You could be like, hey, I'll play on Nightmare. I would recommend at least hard mode. Don't play this on normal. I played on normal for like the first boss. It was really easy. I would recommend at least hard mode to get at least a little challenge. If you don't care, then you don't care. Play on any difficulty. If you want at least a little bit of challenge, I would say hard or Nightmare is the way to go. Even hard, though, is a little easy until Shadowlord comes around. Shadowlord was a difficult boss. Those mini-bosses in the final dungeon were not that difficult, but the final boss was kind of hard, too, so... Difficulties on the easy side, but there are 6 difficulties, so you can kind of fix that. But yeah. Side quests were interesting. I did like the side quests of this game. They add more world building and lore to Balduke. The setting of Balduke is interesting. The whole 100 Years War and Glia and Rom being at war... And Shadowlord and, like, you know, wanting to, like, you know, redeem, like, after his fallen comrades, wants to, like, you know, take over Rom or Glee or whatever it is. But, very, very neat. My problems with the game come with the story. I don't think the story's bad. In fact, I think the story's pretty good. The only problem is it takes so long to get interesting. The game in the beginning is really just, hey, Adol arrives in Balduke. You have each chapter dedicated to a Monstrum, which is neat. I do love the characters of this game, but the overall story suffers because of how slow it is. You don't really get until, like, the story segments until, like, chapter 7, which is after you get all the Monstrums together. And Zola feels so out of left field in this game. The Zola stuff could have been better fleshed out, and they could have built up to that better, but they didn't. Also, there was stuff about the homunculi I had mixed feelings about. At first, I didn't like the homunculi twist, but then it grew on me because, like, you know, they're just homunculi. It's not a big deal. It was better done than Star Ocean 3, so it's not a huge deal. But, the Zola stuff really just came out of left field, especially the thing about the Adol clone, like, what on earth? I mean, it was, like, you know, we saw Adol, we saw a bunch of Adols in the tubes, so that kind of foreshadowed that, but, like, Zola in general could have been better built up. And then he was apparently, like, the fact that they made him Anemona's Papa, like, what was the point of that? I feel like they really just didn't... Like, that really had no significance. I don't know. I just really think Zola's existence could have been better. And, like, he could have been better integrated into the story. Like, the story went from being really slow, and then the mid-game, the late game was interesting, like, learning all this stuff. We finally learned stuff. But then the end game was, like, it was good. The resolution was good, and the things that were happening were good. But it all felt like a plot dump by chapter 8, when we just got Zola. Another thing I have a problem with, the homunculi thing. But, I had to, another thing I feel with, the homunculi thing is, it's a fine twist, but they kind of stretched it a bit. I would have preferred it if, like, I don't know, everyone was a homunculi, like, all the Monstrums were homunculis, and maybe Aprilis. But they made Marius a homunculi, they made Shadowlord a homunculi, they really stretched the whole homunculi thing. Like, it's fine to have a plot element like that, but, like, they kind of stretched it a bit. Like, I feel like making, like, most of the characters homunculi was a little annoying, that they just used that. Oh, what's this character's reason? Oh, they're a homunculi. Like, I don't know. I would have preferred it if just the Monstrums themselves, and maybe Aprilis was a homunculi. The fact that, like, multiple other people, not everyone, but other people were homunculi was, kind of lame to me. But, it didn't ruin the game. It just was, like, I don't know. The storytelling at the end is, like, it's good, but, like, there are some problems I have with it. Zola had to learn to transpose souls. Dahl was his first creation. Yeah, I know that. I understand the whole transposing souls and how Dahl was, like, you know, made. I understand all that. However, I felt like they didn't really connect Zola and Dahl well. Like, they made it obvious. Like, they definitely told me, hey, this is Dahl's Papa. But, like, I don't know. It just didn't really feel like anything. They could have done it a little better. It really just comes down to Zola feeling out of left field. But, yeah, and characters. I love the characters in this game. There are some good characters in this game. I love all the Monstrums. I love all of their backstories. I love the resolves they come to at the end of the game. I love all their developments. If I had to rank the Monstrums, I'll give you guys a ranking of my Monstrums. My least favorite is obviously Adol. You can't really rank Adol. He's a silent protagonist. The game did try to give Adol character with the whole 2 Adols thing, so they did fine with Adol, but at the end of the day, he's a silent protagonist. But, 5th place would be probably Credo for 5th place. I do like Credo a good deal. I find his attitude kind of charming and funny sometimes. However, his arc with the whole Berserker was really weak. Like, I liked his storyline of, like, you know, being betrayed by... What was her name again? I forgot her name. The girl that Credo was, like, friends with back then. I forgot her name. Lily? It wasn't Lily. I forgot her name. If someone in chat could remind me. But, I do love that he was, like, you know, loyal to people, and then he eventually, like, felt betrayed, and Shadowlord, like, took him in, and he wanted to beat he was, like, drove to beat Shadowlord. I do like Credo's, like, overall background, but his arc of, like, you know, the part where, like, Credo was like, oh, he goes berserk, and at this one section of the end game, that felt really out of left field and should have been sprinkled out more in the main game. Like, that's just Credo's personality, I feel. Like, Credo's just like, oh, like, I'm gonna beat you, like, I'm like, these are, like, my prey. Like, he thinks of weak humans as prey, which is a nice symbolism because he's Hawk. But, like, that Berserker arc with Credo at the end game felt really out of left field. They should have done more with that mid game. Like, suddenly he has these red eyes and he goes berserk. It made sense why. Like, they explained it. Aprilis talked about, like, his emotions getting the better of him and all. But, like, they should have had that more throughout the game. They just really just added that in the late game because they're like, oh, Credo needs, like, major development. They should have just done that better mid-game. But yeah, Credo is cool, but, you know, he's my least favorite. Fourth place is Yufa. I do like Yufa. Yufa is kind of amusing, you know. The thing with Yufa is, I like Yufa. However, I feel like she didn't really have, like, a defined arc. If anything, like, she was neat, and she definitely had a reason for doing the things she did, and she definitely had a reason for being here. I'm not trying to nullify Yufa's existence. But, I definitely feel like they could have done more to define her, like, actual character arc. She was really cool, though. She was neat. She's a waifu, but other than that, she was really cool. Like, her whole, like... I did like her story of, like, you know, her parents dying to the war, and she had to, like, watch her. She was, like, responsible for her children, and she had to deal with, like, you know, telling them that she was adopted and not their actual sister. That was really neat. Also, her little blushing moments were adorable. So, Yufa, while Yufa didn't have, like, a defined arc like the others did, she was still really amusing throughout the game, so I did enjoy her for that reason. Third place, I think is, I don't know. I was gonna say Jules, but I think Krisha is third place. These three are, like, my favorite of the games, but I think Krisha is my third favorite. Krisha had a lot of focus in the beginning and mid-game. I feel like at the end game, she didn't have as much focus, but that's fine. Because, like, Krisha got her focus in the early game, and they have to make room for the other characters. But, Krisha was really neat. I loved her whole, like, you know, wanting to go against the Pendleton Company because she felt things were wrong. She followed her own heart, which was really neat. She opened up her flower shop, and then she came to the resolve at the end, which was really good. Also, I love her relationship with Adol. It's not like a, you know, married kind of thing. I don't ship Krisha and Adol as, like, a couple. I definitely saw, like, a more brother-sister relationship between them, and Krisha's scene of saying goodbye to Adol was touching. Also, I did like her bonding scene as well, but, like, Krisha was good. I did like Krisha. She was a nice, like, little sister figure to Adol. She looked up to Adol, and she felt courage when she was around him, so that was really cool. Also, Krisha is adorable, and she's another waifu, so she's great. Krisha was really good, how she developed in the game. Second place is Jules. Jules is really cool and interesting. His whole backstory of, like, you know, how he likes the Monstrum's curse because, like, it makes him, like, free, and he has, like, a body. So that was really good. I did like how his dad and him had a connection. His troubled past of his parents not seeing each other, and how his dad at first was doing, like, sus things, but then it turns out his dad was doing what was in Jules' interest. So that was really good how they connected things. Jules was a really interesting character. Despite Jules coming late in the game, Jules got a lot of focus, and what he had was really good. So I was a little worried that Jules was going to be in the lower tier because, like, he came late game, but Jules really got to me. It was kind of hard to choose between Krisha and Jules. I thought Krisha was second, but then I think Jules is second. But although Krisha is still really good. And my number one is Anemona. I love Doll. She's best girl. Doll, I love the archetype of a heartless doll or heartless person getting a heart and getting feelings and freedoms. It's seen a lot in Tales of games like Graces and Berseria. But I also like Doll. I just really like her development throughout the game. She really just changes the most because she starts off as like a no heart, or at least she doesn't really feel things and stuff. But she develops really well in the game. She had some really good moments thrown in, and I just really like her development. Doll is really good, and her tie-in with Aprilis was really cool. How she was her doll and her toy and stuff, and like how she felt like she couldn't feel things, but then she could feel things. And her, like, she started to see like some side quest with children was like, oh, why does this children care so much about this doll? This children? Am I okay? This child cares so much about this doll, and she's like, oh, I can feel empathy for that person because I am a doll myself. So she had a lot of sympathetic moments. Really good. Doll was just a great character overall. Other characters were neat as well. Aprilis really got to me. Aprilis at first was just like mysterious, but then Aprilis really grew on me in the late game. I'm glad Aprilis didn't die because I would have hated that. Aprilis really got to me in the end, like how she didn't want the Monstrums to fight and she had no choice but to give them up for adoption. That was really, really good. Aprilis really got to me in the late game. But, so that was really cool. Shadlar was interesting as a villain. I wish we got more of him, but he was interesting. Other characters were neat as well, like, Tifa Tito and Arche, Silhouette. I didn't really care for Iris very much, but she had decent development. Shantae was interesting. Wish I learned more about him. Lucien, Xavier, they were all great. The Dandelion members were like, they served their purpose. They were good side characters that had their own, like, connections. Xavier with the sword was neat. Tito, like, wanting to follow in his father's footsteps and his caring for his sister Arche. They had their own little stories that were really nice to watch alongside Adol and the Monstrums. So it was really well done. But yeah, I think that's all I have to say, chat. I give this game like a 7 out of 10. It was fun. It was a good game. It was a good game. Not perfect, not amazing. It was a good game. I enjoyed playing it. I will look forward to playing through it again for the Platinum. And I'll play Ys 8 at some point. But yeah, it was a really fun game. My only problems are like with the story a bit. Like in the beginning being slow and the ending like having little like, I don't know. I do really like, I want to talk about the ending because I'm not going to talk about this. I'm ending the video. But I do love the ending, how they started contemplating the Grimwald Nox, like, oh, is getting rid of the Grimwald Nox really worth it? I love that sense of ideal at the end. And they did get rid of the Grimwald Nox, but with that had some consequences, like, you know, getting rid of the Grimwald Nox was negative, but overall, like, they did what was in the best interest. I kind of wish this game had 2 endings, honestly. I feel like that'd be a really interesting way to do it. Have one ending, you have the Grimwald Nox still there, but the characters are like, you know, keep fighting. Like how Yufa said, I don't mind if I keep fighting, as long as I get to protect the ones I love. So, it would have been neat if they had 2 endings. But that's not a big deal. Either way, good game, good resolution. It concluded well. While it was a bit rocky in the beginning and a little rocky at the end, it was a great conclusion. I enjoyed playing this game. Is she a waifu? She's still married? Yes. Do you know the definition of a waifu? But anyway. That is it. I also love those pictures. Those were nice. I'm glad we got to see Jules walking and Yufa married. And I am assuming that was Anemona and Credo with people again. Credo's starting to open up again. But yeah. And Krisha with the flower shop. But yeah, that's it, guys. That's Ys 9. Ys 9 is complete. I'm not going to mess with Time Attack, I'm assuming. I'm going to see what that is. Is that just like you refight bosses? Time Attack. In this mode, you can fight bosses. Okay. This is really cool, though. This is really cool. I do like this. Obviously, I'm not going to mess with that for stream, but that's really cool that you can refight the bosses. But anyway, that's it for Ys 9. Ys 9 was a great journey. I'm glad I played this game. I look forward to playing Ys 8. You're probably wondering the question, do I think this is a good Ys starting point? Yes. However, if you have access to Ys 8, I probably recommend starting there. I did enjoy this game. Playing this as my first game didn't ruin my experience. However, I kind of wish I played Ys 8 first because there were some tie-ins to Ys 8, like the Primordials and stuff. Part of me wishes I played Ys 8 first. But I'm glad I played this one first. This was a fine first entry. It's a good first entry. I think Ys 8's a better first entry from what I'm hearing. But this was a good enough first entry. I enjoyed my time with it. Chat, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for giving me help throughout the game because if I didn't get as much gifts as I got, I would have enjoyed the game less. So thank you for giving me the best possible enjoyment of this game. I definitely look forward to getting the platinum for this game, and I'll play Ys 8 in the future for sure. But yeah, thank you all for watching so much to play through, and I will see you all next time.